You've got a fire in your belly, a passion to serve, and an insatiable drive to contribute. You know that if you can just get your message in front of the right people, you can change lives. But where to start? There are so many options, so many moving pieces. You get bogged down, overwhelmed, frustrated, while the burning desire to serve others consumes you. I know, I've been there. And these days I bring life-changing impact and value to people's lives through the creation of books, funnels, online courses and coaching programs, and virtual summits. This is the Call to Serve podcast. I'm Tim Cooper, and this is my journey. It is so important to keep your thoughts and your words in good order. Look, to be honest, ever since I was a small child, I have suffered from anxiety, just constant worry. And I don't know why. It's just the way I was, probably the way I was wired. Because even when I was in primary school, young, 5 years old, and the school had a fancy dress ball, and my mother was a great seamstress. She could sew up anything, and so she made this amazing clown outfit for me for the fancy dress ball, and I wouldn't smile. And so they actually had to, when they painted my clown face on, they actually had to do an upside down smile, because I was just so fearful and so anxious and so worried that my smile was upside down. So that's sort of, as I went through my early years, I was just always very apprehensive, lacking confidence, just not really wanting to be that social. The good news is that even though, as I said, it's probably the way I was wired, the good news is that these things can be overcome. These days, I'm very optimistic. I do have confidence in a number of areas of my life, and I am seeing success. So when you recognize these things, they can be addressed and worked on, and it does take work. You see, everything starts with a thought. Now, you might think, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to the shops, and I'm going to buy a litre of milk. And you don't really stop and think about all the bad things that could happen to you on the way. But you say, okay, well, I'm just going to get up, I'm going to go out the door, I'm going to get down the lift, I'm going to walk in the shop, I'm going to find the milk, I'm going to pay for it, I'm going to come back home, no problems. So why is it when it comes to other things we worry and get anxious? And the point is that, see, the future isn't set. The future outcome to anything that we do doesn't exist. We paint a mental picture of what that outcome is going to be before it gets there. And you can choose to paint a picture of anxiety, getting quite apprehensive and fearful and down and about and negative about what that outcome is going to be. Or you can choose to be excited and uplifted and anticipation about the good outcome that's going to come from that. And it's your choice. In a previous episode, I spoke about the law of prosperity, that there's positive, every positive has to be a negative, every negative has to be a positive, and they both coexist. They're different sides of the same coin. As I said, whether you have a good day or a bad day is totally up to you, because a good day and a bad day, they're both there to choose from. It's up to you. And so this comes back down to, to your thoughts and everything that is happening. And so if you're optimistic and you look towards the future and the things that you do, the outcomes you're going to get, you look towards them with excitement, pumped up, heaps of energy and optimism, then that is what you are going to attract, because that's where your focus lies. And it may sound all airy-fairy, glass half full, glass half empty, but it is so real. These are principles. These are undeniable truths in life that if you are walking around miserable, anxious, worried, that's all you're going to see. You're not going to see the opportunity. You're not going to see the good. You're not going to see the fun in life. On the other side, if you walk around optimistically, sure, and let's not get overboard saying no, life is roses, because it's not. But if you have an optimistic outlook, that means that when you do come across that hurdle, when you do come across that challenge, your energy is high and you are motivated and you're in momentum to move forward and push through and keep on moving. Right? Nothing's going to stand in your way. You are driven. You've got a vision. You've got focus, and you know where you're going and you know where you want to be. So that's the importance of optimism, and just keeping those thoughts in good order and looking towards the future, like in any project that you're doing, looking at it from a focus of success and joy and happiness, and not anxiety and failure and misery. Okay, that's totally in your hands. The other thing is your words. The words you say to yourself and the words you say to others hold so much power. Like self-talk. I remember, I'd like to give credit where credit's due, but I can't remember who said it, but he said, if other people spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, you wouldn't have anything to do with them. Right? Seriously, like, you think back to all those negative thoughts that you've had, all those self-limiting thoughts. Oh, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not handsome enough. You're not tall enough. You're not short enough. You're not. All those negative thoughts that you bombard yourself with. You bash yourself up. If somebody else was saying that to you, would you want to be around them? So this once again comes back to the words you say to yourself can either knock you down and bury you in self-limiting beliefs, or they can pick you up. You can rise up with positivity. So keep your thoughts and your words in good order. And the words that you say to others, once again you have the ability to bring people down or lift people up just by the words you say or write. What do you say when somebody says, "Oh, hi, how you going?" You go, yeah, I'm all right," or "Yeah, just okay," or "fair to middling," blah, 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 blah. Look at the energy that you're bringing, right? Do you think somebody's going to feel good talking to you, asking you that question? If you go, "Yeah," you're going to bring them down and going, wow. I don't really want to spend too much time with that person. That person's a bit of a sad sack. Whereas if somebody says to you, "How are you going today?" You say, "Yeah, I feel absolutely fantastic. Thanks for asking. How are you?" And you bring your energy up, bring a smile to your face, bring a smile to theirs, uplift them, and they're going to walk away, "Yeah, I actually feel good. I'm actually leaving that person feeling better than I was when I met them." Words, energy, power. And even in some of the phrases that I used to say out of hand, if somebody would ask me to do something for them, ask me a favor, I say, "Yeah, not a problem," or "No worries." And I was watching a video training one day just saying even those sorts of phrases, because of the way the subconscious mind works, the subconscious mind doesn't recognize the word not and no. It just picks up the other word. And I actually had two negative words in both of those phrases: not and problem, and no worries. So I made a conscious decision to even change my conversational vocabulary, and if somebody asked me to say to do something, I'd say, "Too easy." Okay? Or if somebody was thanking me for something that I'd done, instead of saying, "Yeah, not a problem, no worries," I'd go, "All good." And just that change, the change in the wording from me going out actually picked me up, and it also picks them up because it's a very positive response, and it's a feel good all the way around. So we've got to be aware of our words and the effect that they have, even at the subconscious level, the effect they have on others and also ourselves. We've got to keep our self-talk positive. Encourage ourselves. Don't bash ourselves up for our failures. Even if we do fail at something, failure is just a lesson. And so we can congratulate ourselves for at least we gave it a try and we learned something. We know we learn how not to do it in the future. So we've got a lesson and we know we're going to do better next time. Instead of go, oh, well, no, that was a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. Right? You can always find the positives in a negative, and that's what you've got to do in your self-talk. Encourage yourself, congratulate yourself. And the same thing with others. Just be conscious of the words that you're saying and the impact it's going to have on others, whether it's going to pick them up or whether it's going to drop them down. And you'll find that once you become more aware, it becomes a habit and you don't have to think about it anymore, and life changes. Life changes. This is a lot of the work that I've had to do on myself over the years to reprogram my self-talk, and also just to be aware of how my words and actions can impact others, and always come from a position of I always want somebody to feel better for speaking with me or for interacting with me. I want them to walk away feeling better than they did when they came to me. Okay, so in that area of service, but just uplifting, high energy, inspiring. So that's it for today. Keep your thoughts and words in good order. Don't bash yourself up. Don't expect the worst out of the future that hasn't even come yet, because that's all anxious. That's all anxiety is. It's just an expectation of an outcome that is unfavorable to you, that you don't want. It's an expectation of a bad situation or a bad outcome, versus having the expectation or the anticipation of a good outcome. So switch that around, and once you do, you will start to see massive changes happening around you and in your life. So once again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell. If you found this content valuable, also please give it a thumbs up. And also at some point in the next few seconds, there'll be a playlist popping up around about here, which is all the previous episodes of the podcast, so you can check them out. If you're listening to this on another podcast platform and you find this content valuable, please follow the show and give it a review. And if there's a way that you can reach out to me via the platform, please do so. Otherwise, I'm always available at tim@timcooper.au. That's tim@timcooper.au. I would love to hear from you. I'd love your feedback, comments, questions. So that's it. Until next time, you take care.